These vagabond shoes are
Longing to stray.
This is so bad.
All right. Thanks for having me back on, Oliver.
Wait. I gotta do the intro.
Yeah.
I'm so comfy in this seat.
It's cool, eh? Where are we?
We're at Aloha Studios.
Shout out to Aloha.
Presley actually did his album in here. No, thank you. Welcome back to this is shit jokes back to back. Welcome back to the Ollie Skelton show that everybody rates. The acronym for that is TOSSA. We're in a different studio now. We've lost our budget. I don't know if you could tell.
We're in Brandon's garage.
Yeah, this is my, we're currently in Byron Bay. Would you believe it? When else would you go to Byron Bay unless you're going to be at Splendour in the grass?
Thank you so much, Tony, for the free ticket. Appreciate that.
Yes.
Very grateful for that.
Yes. What you got?
Well, it's day 2. Probably not an ideal time to do the podcast when we're a little bit hungover.
We're a little bit sorry.
Big night, Oliver.
It was a big night, but the thing that shits me about festivals, if I'm honest, is just the fucking walking around and the standing and the noise. And I've got a special trick now to eliminate the noise.
I did pick up on the little trick.
I'm using what is it? Earplugs?
Earplugs, yeah, but they're see-through because look, you looked like Shrek at the last festival you went.
Yeah,
you didn't put them in far enough.
No.
It's those yellow ones. Whereas this time you've gone the clear ones, and honestly, I wouldn't have even been able to tell if you hadn't told me.
Could you not tell? Because in my mind, the other problem with the headphones like that. No, sorry. The other problem. Why do people do that when they stuff up their words?
Because they want to just emphasise that they know that they've fucked up.
So true. Yeah. So true. It's like, I'm not an idiot.
I'll usually just say, oh, fuck, sorry about that.
Yeah, you do.
I got Tourette's or something like
that. No, it's one of those things where, firstly, I can't tell if it looks weird, the earplugs. And the second thing is, I don't know... I remove my ability to know how loud I'm being.
Yeah, so yesterday you were talking so bloody softly because you're so self-conscious of it. And
no.
It's pissing me off because usually you're yelling like this.
Right.
But then you're whispering.
I know, but it wasn't like it was just like I had no understanding of what was the right vocal thing because when it's completely suppressed, it sounds, you don't know. And I think you think you're shouting when you're not.
It gives you a little insight to what deaf people would have to go through, right?
Right. Have you seen those things where people... Do you remember Nelson Mandela?
I don't remember him, but I've heard.
Rest in peace, big man.
R.I.P.
But in his... so I think Barack Obama spoke at his funeral.
Come on, man.
So, what, no, you don't like the Barack?
It's just, you're towing the line, lad.
What?
Come on.
All right.
With everything Barack's been through.
Barack's been through nothing.
All right, anyway. Yeah, Barack at Mandela's.
Yeah, so there was like an interpreter, sign language interpreter.
Yeah.
And he was just he found out he was a fraud. He just got up on stage.
I have seen them, yeah.
Was going like this.
Yeah, and he's doing like these ones.
No,
and shit.
he wasn't doing that.
No, but have you seen those skits like that?
Yeah, recently on the top.
Gold.
So yeah, we're feeling a little bit Dustin Martins. Do you like Dustin Martin?
I don't, but it's only because he's so good and you hate like those brilliant players from other teams, you know what I mean?
I tell you what I hate. When there's a brilliant player that's also a thug.
Yeah.
Because it's like everybody loves them for their skill and everybody respects them for their thuggery.
Yeah. Because you don't want to get into
and it's like
a fisticuff with them.
They're probably bumping whatever on the weekend and
must be defamation there, mate.
But
that's what you say.
Yeah, probably can't. So where are we going with this?
Well, we'll talk about Splendour yesterday. You got to do your little run around things. Oh, so you left me in charge of accommodation, which why would you do that? Like, I'm the least organised person ever. I think we're exactly the same, to be honest. So we both hate that role. And you've shifted it on me just because you gave me the free ticket. So it's like, well, pay your dues.
Yeah.
You got to source the accommodation.
Sort that one out.
I did send through a couple of options.
Right.
And you went for the cheapest, as I was plugging that one.
Mate,
I was selling it.
I ain't got a fucking bucket to piss in at the moment.
Me neither.
Have a look. We're on the iPhone camera.
And you got me. You got me back too. You're going from all these great celebrities.
Yeah.
Who was that fella?
Don't
Nah,
shut him
Evans.
like that.
Evans, and you had Joshy. You come crawling back to me. You saw that. I had that in the bank.
I want everybody to know that line there. Look at him. Look at him right now. That line, the come crawling back. As I went to put his phone up, or we were exchanging notes of what we were going to talk about, he had a separate little box of notes of his little one-liner zingers.
They weren't zingers, bro.
At the top.
That was just how to start the conversation. And I fucking shat bricks because, like, your face, you like, what the hell did I just see? And because you know how in your notes, like, I could have been, like, writing a massive message to my ex or something when I'm sorry.
I got heaps of those.
Yeah, so I'm actually grateful it was just that one.
Do you ever think about that somebody is doing that with
For you?
Yeah.
Not really, but they probably are.
Like, how many names are you in people's notes of, like, conversations? Here's another thing I always think about. How often are your pinkies up? Was that a deliberate pinky? It was.
Pinkies up, yeah.
How often are our screenshots sent?
All the time, especially now that I'm on Hinge and like Riza, my housemate, just got back from Europe, and so, you know, for a little light entertainment before we go to bed, I'll jump on the voice memos and just talk a little bit of smack to people.
Yeah.
And like, you don't think about it till the next day. Actually, someone messaged me saying like, "Oh, there's whispers going around. You're busy on Hinge." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm just taking the piss. Are we not? What's the point of the app? You're not finding love on Hinge. I don't think."
Hell no.
Nah, it's for
when somebody says, "Oh, we met on Tinder and we've been together 4 years," you go, "Really?
Really, Tinder.
Like it's a shock." And everybody's on it.
How do you meet people? Like, obviously,
don't
say MAFS, but like, how do you meet people these days? Do something you love.
You got to do. Well, that's interesting, but I think you got to go. I think you got to go up to. I loved pre-marriage. I loved going up to people, in the bar.
I do too.
Yeah.
I love that as well, but I feel like, are you gonna find a wife in the bar?
Nah, I think you could.
You reckon?
I think you could in the bar. I think you got less chance on the tins. Have I introduced you yet?
No, you haven't. You haven't.
Can I just do let me just do the intro just in case.
You did an intro, but you didn't say it.
Yeah.
We just started singing.
We just started the love. Yeah. We started talking about Sinatra. No, let's not go back to that. We've gone full circle. It's only taken 8 episodes. We're back with the best of the lot. And we're actually not calling this the Tosser podcast. This is the Tossers podcast with a little special feature. No longer a guest, but a semi-co-host, a semi-professional co-host, Rupert Bugden.
Thank you for having me back on. Very grateful. Rising the ranks. Semi-pro.
Yeah, it was either you or Evelyn. So.
Oh, come on, man. Why you got to bring her up all the time?
Because you love her. New segment, the Hottie Hotline. People come in and they ask for advice from none other than a couple of...
Tossers.
Very good. That was very good. You're like, it wasn't that good.
Wasn't that good. But...
I liked it. I did not know that was coming.
Yeah.
Okay, so first up, I believe we've got the lovely Hannah. And Hannah is a sheep shagger, a Kiwi.
Is she?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought she was Irish.
All right.
We'll hear. I can't remember. Hannah's up.
I can't remember. Sounds like I can remember.
I want your help as a single person. How do I navigate all my friends getting into relationships? It gets me in the feels, you know? So how do I still enjoy my social life, not feel insecure about it, not dread the extended family, big questions, and yeah, really would appreciate your help on this one.
Okay, so it's, she just wants a bit of loving in her life, or she wants to. How does she not?
Get self-conscious of the pressure of the family.
Right.
I get from that.
Right, but do you think maybe that's like maybe there's a pressure within?
Yes. So obviously, everyone always says you got to love yourself. Very
Right.
cliche, but it's true. I've been through a lot the last couple of years, and it's one of those things. Everyone's like, you got to do stuff you love, stay distracted. But
is to say is stay distracted? Is that the right advice? See, I always think everybody stay distracted. Fuck that.
no, you got to do what you love. Do what you love, and that's staying distracted. Like, but then you got to sit in your own. You got to be happy in your own thoughts too.
That's
tell me
I think that's the biggest thing. Is like I'm always like, and what do we know? We know nothing.
No.
We can't be. This is, as you said, this is unhelpful advice. Do not. You take it with a bar of
bread or soap. I think they say.
Yeah, I definitely.
Grain
got
of
that
salt.
one. I
Grain
got
of
that
salt.
one.
That's the one.
But it's like, I'm always like,
Yeah. Do you really know what you're doing? Because I was saying like, you've got it sorted, but do ya? Do you have it sorted? Like the
It's
amount of
so
times you
true.
call me, which is at the worst. You know my schedule, and you call me like 5 minutes before I'm like going to gym or something like that. Anyway, we're getting off track.
you don't go to Fitstock
No, I
anymore.
don't
You
know if it's-
butchered it.
No, I'm unhealthy. Look, in terms of the family, I've got to answer the question.
Okay.
In terms of the family, like they shouldn't really be putting pressure on you anyway, I think.
Yeah.
And plus, in this day and age, like
It's
you're not
not-
like your parents.
It's not 1932
No.
anymore. It's not. When you gotta find yourself a nice man.
Exactly.
I'm always like, I think you gotta work through your shit first, and whatever that may
Yeah.
be. Maybe she doesn't have any shit, but we've all. There's very
If
few
you're saying
people.
that, yeah.
Okay, well, fuck.
I think everyone's got stuff they need to work on, and I think like I always like someone used to always say to me, you need to go see a therapist, yada yada yada.
Shit, it's probably me, mate.
Yeah, probably everyone says it. And it was like this pride thing, thinking that
Yeah.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
But then like now I'm like, if I could afford it, I'd be there every other day.
Well, you're rich, so shut up.
We've been through this, man.
We found this out. Rupert's been saying like, "Oh, I ain't got the money for that. Oh, I only buy Rivers underwear. Oh, like I don't have any money." And then I find out from his mate today, no, Rivers got heaps of money. He's just skint as.
No, because I think it comes from my mum. Like she'd always be freaking making pancakes to use up the last of the flour and stuff like that. And
Shout out to Rosemary.
shout
by
out
the
to
way.
Rosie. She's the best, man.
I love her.
I love her more. Hopefully. I hope so. Yeah, Rosie's my mum. But
Thanks for that.
thanks. So I'll have savings.
You just want to put that out there so the honeys knew.
Yeah,
that
I've got a little bit of
single.
savings. No. Yeah. And I love my mum. No. So like you have everyone's got savings, big or small, whatever. Money doesn't really matter to me. But like I don't like dipping from the little basket.
Right.
So like I'll use just what I've got for the pay.
Mm.
And then if it's getting a little bit skimpy, I don't want to dabble from the other one, you know?
Right.
So like, yeah, this morning, for instance, you like, I'll get the brekkie burrito $18 special. And I'm
True.
like, but the breakfast burger's $14, man.
Yeah,
I'll save $4.
I am bad like that.
Yeah.
I always want them. For me, I think I've got this problem with money where if something's more expensive, I think it's better.
Yeah.
And I know it's not.
Bro, you got to water your own grass. Which gets us back to the question.
Just
You got to
fucking hell.
water your own grass.
Brilliant. Well done.
180s. Should we go to the second
360.
360? 180?
180's going the other way.
Never look back.
All right.
Let's just keep spinning out one-liners. That's helpful.
Hey, Ollie and Rupert. My question is, why do men always come back?
And it's great to know we've got 12-year-olds that listen to the show.
Why do we come crawling back? I think girls do it too. It's not just guys. I say it to my mates all the time. They always come crawling back. And I think they, especially with like girls and stuff, I think they like doing little drive-bys to like hey, let you know I'm still here,
Right.
and to plant the seed in your head, to just.
I think
don't know,
it's
see
I
if they
think
can
it's like
figure it out.
also breaking off from someone is very hard to do. Just what do they call it when you full Monty?
The full months, yeah.
Yeah, it's
the Eagle Rocks.
It. In what? How's that work?
I
The
don't know.
Eagle
Full
Rock.
Monty's like the nudes and Eagle
okay.
Rock.
I
think.
don't think maybe full. Anyway,
My mind,
fucking
I'll
hell.
blame it on last night.
I think you can't cut off a relationship straight away. It's very hard. You have to have a very high level of mental strength. Shout out to my ex, by the way. Terrific at it. And then
Mine too, man.
I don't know about
I wonder
that
what
one.
she's doing.
Let's give her a call.
It's not.
And yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like I think it's very hard to cut it off. All right, let's go another one.
Another one?
How long
Was
have
that was very unhelpful.
we- Let's go no one.
No one? All right, we got Nelly.
Over tip for when the guy that you're trying to get over or the person you're trying to get over is following you on Instagram, hide them from your stories because you will be posting these stories for them to see, in inverted commas, like for them to see, but they're not going to see it. And you know they're not going to see it because you've hidden your stories from that person. That way you're not annoying that person, clogging up their feed, and two, you will get over them. Facts.
It's true.
Yeah, I probably need to do that.
That's a great bit of advice, actually.
Yeah.
Get rid of the bloody. Take them off your story.
So hide them.
Hide them.
I feel like I'm just being mean by doing that.
No, because do you know what? Like, don't you feel like at the start of a breakup, you're posting to thousands of people?
But you only look at that little one person. Oh, yeah, it is
Isn't that
true.
so
I
true?
do it all the time. And the thing about, like, with this Instagram we got now, like, I got peanuts for followers, but
What are
you
talking about?
can't see who, like before, I'd just be looking at the 200 or whatever
Right.
viewers, but now it's so hard to find that one person, bro. And you can't search it.
That's too funny. Yeah,
Thank
see,
you,
I don't
that's it.
have to. I haven't. I'm not experiencing that.
Oh, you wouldn't be looking for any names.
No.
No.
No. Well, look. To be honest, it's got my MySpace. My important people at the top.
Yeah.
Except for the people that double tap it. I'm like, who the hell are you, mate?
Yeah, but you're grateful for that.
And I love them.
Thank you for the support.
Thanks for that.
Double tap the Tulsa pod.
Yeah, on Instagram, tossa.pod. I accidentally got the first one hacked.
That's another story.
Yeah, so it's that's very interesting. Very, very interesting how I think that's good advice.
Yeah.
I think that's good advice because then you start focusing on yourself.
Should I be doing this? Should I be listening to the advice? And maybe I'll do that after
It will
this.
take a lot of time to block 27 girls, so I think
Come on, man. It's
sorry, it's
It's
low
28.
blows, they're low hangers, and I'm just. Can we get the other one, a Hannah?
yeah. So there's 3 of Hannah.
Yeah.
She had a really good one.
What is your opening line on a online dating platform? Be in the DMs or on Tinder, whatever it is. What are you open with?
Okay, so back in the day,
Yep.
loved up now, but it was an open line on online dating. It's usually a DM.
Yeah. Slide in. How do you slide in? Do you have a story, and then I feel like you can't just flame react these days. You got to have a little line to keep the conversation going. What would you
It's
do?
got to be personalised, isn't it?
Yeah.
It can't be, I use this line and it never fails. 101 tips to get a girl's pants down in 5 seconds. And it's this guy that's like borderline autistic. That was
Yeah.
hello, I just want to say you're very beautiful. And the girl's like, thanks, got it. You know those guys? And you're like,
No. Oh yeah, I know
You
the
know,
ones
like-
that slide in, bro.
No. You know, like pickup artists online? Have you ever seen those?
Nah.
Oh,
My
bro.
algorithm ain't that.
Bro, there is this culture, man. There is this fucking subset of culture of women game where dudes have all these fucked up tricks that they do where it's like you have to bully her in the first 5 seconds. And then it's like You have to assert dominance by standing 1.8 meters away from her and not looking.
What the hell?
It's fucking... Dude, and people swear by this shit, man.
Well, it's like that Andrew Tate stuff. Like, people listen to that, man.
I know. It's like... It's honestly in the same wheelhouse as Tatey, but just... It's... These dudes, you can tell, man... They have got
no idea.
They've got serious issues themselves. And it's like, if they need to follow some fucking formula to be able to talk to girls, maybe start with having the conversation with yourself.
Bro, do you remember how Channel 9 asked us what our pickup lines are?
Yeah.
And me and you both said, like, who the hell uses pickup lines,
Yeah.
like, on a night out? Like, it's all just dependent on who you're talking to.
Yeah. And I think, like, you also want to be friends with the person first. Like, you want to like them.
Yes.
You know? You don't just want to see, like, see a girl, this is how to get her into bed. It's like, bro, that's going to be just as bad for your soul as it is for her.
Takes from your cup, doesn't it?
It takes from your cup. You know what my mum used to say to me, man? Like, when I was frolicking about being my younger self.
How old were you?
Gotta be in the
When were you frolicking?
In the 20s.
You go in waves, don't you? You frolic.
You settle down, you frolic.
You frolic.
And you settle down, then you frolic, and then you settle down forever. And I'm in that genre. Anyway, so I think...
Your mum said.
Yeah, mum said, she was like, what'd she say? She said, Ollie, I just want you to know.
Wear protection.
Yeah. Oh, I'd hate it if my mum said that. That'd be so weird. Did mum ever caught you wanking?
No, but she did plonk a packet of condoms on my bed once.
Didn't say anything?
Didn't say anything, which I hate.
So
it's just like
move.
It's just like a shady little move to be like, I
Right,
know
right.
you're a dirty dog.
Oh, that would be brutal. So, yeah, that would be like when... I remember one time my mum accused me of... She's like, and those crusty socks? I know what's going...
What's with the socks, man?
What?
No, like...
Me
how do
personally?
You personally,
I've
do you
never-
wank
No.
with a sock?
I know. People watch American Pie one time. They think it's a
Bro,
fucking lifestyle.
It ain't a thing. Like, use a towel maybe to wipe it or
God,
something, but
just
have some tissues or
Scoop
something.
it up in your hand and eat it. For
Eat
God's
it.
sake. But I've always said...
You still doing that too?
You have a taste from
Yeah.
time to time, just to make sure the sperm counts all right. But I've been thinking, like, yeah, with my mum, she accused me of using a dirty sock.
For how long were you using that thing?
No,
I know you were, bro. Hinge is so, like, you're not on there at the moment, but it's so shit.
Yeah.
Like, all the girls are just like, I love coffee and margaritas. And it's
Yeah.
like, so does everyone. So it just depends. Like, with those ones, I probably won't give them anything. But if they got something a little bit quirky
Right.
in their bio, I'll respond to that.
So remember back in the day, it was wine, like, it used to be like pineapple and pizza or something.
Yeah, that
Then
still
it-
gets a run, which is also
Really?
so mid. Yeah.
Oh, people still ask
Yeah.
that.
If you're listening to this and you've got, let's argue about pineapple on pizza, just get rid of your
Oh.
profile.
People actually still have that.
Still got that. Spicy margs, probably number 2.
Okay, no, because I remember back in the day, like 4 years ago, it was red wine. Wine was a big talking point. Love a red wine.
You feel like you're sophisticated because
Yeah.
you drink wine. Everyone drinks wine these days
Right.
at our age, I reckon.
But is that still a goal?
Yeah, it's like, what do you do on a Sunday? It's either someone saying they're battling the scaries, or
See, I would find that funny.
yeah, but like everyone's got that.
Right.
Man, but like it's so hard because you got to be unique. But then it's just like maybe effortless is key. Who cares?
Yeah. You got to
Um,
break through the mold without being a weirdo.
So I think I'm a bit of a weirdo. I think my line is like, let's interlock our toes and feed each other kibble.
Yeah.
Which
I mean,
maybe
you're
I
not
should
going to
get
get
rid of
weirder
that.
than that.
Nah.
That's funny though.
But I like to attract a
Yeah.
little bit of weird. I think
Yeah.
you need a tiny little
Yeah,
bit of weird.
yeah. No,
Otherwise
I like
it's
that.
boring, bro.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that.
Thank you.
What would be weird? Because that's probably fucking weird.
That's as
I
weird
think,
as it gets.
okay. This is the thing. If you're an ugly fella and you've got that in your thing, it's a different kettle of fish.
Are you saying I'm not
No-
ugly, man?
Yeah, I'm
Thank
saying.
you.
Yeah,
That
mate.
makes
You went
me
on the
feel good,
you went on
bro.
the bloody show. This is what we're about here.
Yeah. Talk me up. Yeah, and I feel like if, like, maybe it's because I'm gonna say, maybe I don't look like a complete weirdo,
Right.
but because I got that in me, people like it. Whereas, like, if you were...
If you were like a bit tistic and you had that.
Well, maybe some people say I'm a little bit autistic.
Nah, you're definitely not tistic. Okay, where are we going with
Okay,
this?
well, the next segment you had written down for me
Mm.
is your top 5. Okay, so the MAFS contestants are already being leaked for next year.
Right.
So you mentioned you want to give off a few little tips and
Yeah.
tricks
Yeah, I got a top 5.
from the best in the business.
Yeah.
Obviously, you did very well.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't want to hear it from me.
Well,
But
maybe you
I've
would
got
be.
a few little things of what not to
Fuck.
do.
You went very high with that then. What is that, Rupert Bugs?
Sorry, bro.
Okay, so my top 5 advice for the upcoming MAFS crew.
What'd you think of the first bride? that got
Beautiful girl
leaked?
from Perth.
Very beautiful.
Yeah. And we're wishing them all well. We know that there's a lot of shows. It's very easy. It's very easy to shit on the new cast. Like, I feel like inherently it's what you. There's a part of. I feel like there's a part of you that wants, like, you see these new people and it's like, we've got all this intel. You don't even know what you're getting yourself into. Do you have that kind of thought process?
Yeah.
But the reality of it is, a year ago, we didn't either.
And I would have appreciated someone reaching out to me and being like, do not bother getting your producers and camera crew coffees every morning.
Right.
Because I did that quite often. Where'd that get me?
Yeah, and we'll get into the nitty-gritty of it, but I think like, it's very easy to slander these people because it's what everybody wants to do at the start, and you're only going off pictures or this. But I think to do it differently, you gotta. I think we
build them
up, man, because a lot of the times these people get approached, and a lot of the times it's a crazy thing not to say yes to. Everybody wants to slag these people off, but you know what? If you got offered a crazy opportunity like that,
a holiday. I thought, this is awesome. I've got 3 months off work because like work sucks for everyone. And if you're saying you love it, like, come on, have more fun on the weekends, I reckon.
Yeah.
So I was like, I get 3 months off, potentially find love.
Yeah.
And I get to live it up in Sydney and have, I made a great mate out of it too. Grateful.
Rupee, but so true. And I think, it's like,
have fun.
Yeah,
it's the biggest advice.
Yeah, but it's a very hard opportunity to say no to, and you all these people have an opportunity to find love. Like, you're going to be paired up with a beautiful person because it's television.
I just think there's obviously, like you said, 444. So I reckon there's a 33%
break
chance
down
that you're going to find love.
Yeah, but you got to break down the 4. Yeah, okay. So I think, all right. So we've kind of gone everywhere at the start, but essentially what we want to do is like advice, help for those. So top 5 pieces of advice coming from a couple of fellas that clearly have made it big.
Yep.
Coming in at number 1. Sorry, coming in at number 5.
Number 5. Are these ranked? Nah.
Kind of.
Okay. Number 5.
Number 5, say no.
Oh.
And
God,
that one speaks to Rupee. And honestly, the reason why I give this advice is in part to Rupert, but also to me. So they always wanted me to get the kid off and stuff and doing all this. And, my rig, sloppy as. Very ashamed of it, actually.
Very pale at that time too, I might add. It's middle of winter.
Yeah. So and they're going to say to the person that they want to post as the sex-crazed one, they're going to say, it would be funny if you took the knickers out of you just take your undies out and show the people. It would just be funny.
And this is coming from the least funniest people. There was a couple of funny people, but like, they don't know the humans,
Are you talking about the producers?
The producers, they're telling you to do this stuff, and it's like...
Yeah. No, but they don't think it's funny. They think it's going to be cringe.
They're going to make you look funny.
They're going to make you look funny. So, advice number 1, and we go back to your story of the producers.
one?
The producers tried to make Rupert run. The producers tried to make Rupert eat out of a dog bowl.
Yeah. I
And
had
he
the dog
said-
bowl one, and I said, come on, guys. They know, like, no. Evelyn goes, sometimes you need to encourage my dogs to eat dog food. And I was like, Evelyn, because, like, we both stitched each other up throughout. Like, it was nothing on her. It was more on the producer. And she was like, my dogs need encouragement eating out of the bowls. Sometimes you got to get down on all fours and pretend like you're eating.
Mhm.
I'm like, guys, I'm not doing that, man. Like, come on.
Yeah.
They know how to eat food. And then, and then producer's like, no, it'll be so funny
Yeah.
doing these ones. And I'm like, it's not funny. And then in my head, I'm like, I'm kind of screwed here because if they show, like, I'm always in my head about which way they could portray that. And so in my head, Evelyn said, oh, get down and do that. And I'm like, if I say no, I look like a spoil sport.
Mm.
And if I do it, I'm going to look like an absolute goose. So what do I do?
Yeah.
But I should have just said no, man. I should have said,
Yeah.
nah,
And
not
you can.
doing it.
That's the thing. You can say no.
Yeah.
You're already on the show.
And you can,
They've already signed you up. So if you feel a little bit iffy about something and you don't want to do it, firstly, the cameraman, they are on your side.
yeah,
They are on your side.
they're cool.
They've got they'll tell ya sometimes if your friend. So
You've got a little bit of stuff in your teeth and stuff like that, and you wouldn't care.
Oh, bro, I thought you were just telling me that I got stuff in my teeth.
No, you usually do, but
And-
nah. They'll tip you. They do tip you up if they like you.
Yeah, they tip you off. So this will be coming in at number 4, and you don't really agree with this because you said at the start that you did this and it didn't work. But
No, it did.
being incredibly nice to people.
Well, we do that. I would hope you do that normally.
Yeah, I know, but
But you got to butter them up a little bit.
pleasantries and being really nice to crew and staff goes a long way. So I'll tell you something. I don't know if I've told you this, but
Probably,
it
you
may
ramble a
have
lot.
been the first episode you came in.
Yep.
So we hadn't really talked to the head executive producers of the show. They hadn't really talked to us much, and they'd been having a lot of conversations with a lot of other people because everything was so chaos. And they come into the tent and they say, "Hey, we just wanted to say the fact that you haven't seen us is a really good thing. You've been what are you laughing at?
I'm just thinking the first time I met them and they said, absolutely do not go out, whatever you do. And I'm like, yeah. 10 minutes later, I'm in an Uber, like meeting up with you guys. Anyway, sorry.
So funny. And then you got the best edit ever.
Yeah. They
so
come in. Sorry for
yeah.
fucking hijacking that.
No, that's all right. I asked.
They come in.
And they said, yeah, thank you so much. All the staff have said that you've treated the team so well, and it hasn't gone unnoticed. So it goes a long way. And it's not kissing ass. People can see that from a mile away. It's being authentically your kind self to these people. You are not bigger than them. And your producer, at times, you can feel like, they want you to feel like they are at your beck and call. But the reality of it is you're equals in this game. And more importantly, they're above you because they're going to decide what you look like. So treat them with love, treat them with respect, and treat them with kindness.
Compliment goes a long way.
So true. Coming out number 3, you are not a celebrity.
Absolutely not.
You're not a celebrity, and you're not bigger than the paparazzi. And I say paparazzi singular because this is how much of a celebrity you aren't. There's one.
Sometimes 2, and he's most likely taking a piss out of you.
And not only that, but he doesn't just take the photos, he writes the stories too. So it's not like he's selling them to the news articles. He's doing both. So you're not a celebrity. Now, they will say to you, don't speak to this man.
That's
Ali from the Daily Mail.
Yeah, the producers tell you that.
Yeah.
Don't speak to him.
They'll say, don't speak to him. The reality of it is, he's going to help you. Well, he can't help you as much as Channel 9 can help you, but you need to be on his good books
Because everyone's got a few things in their closet that they don't want out there.
Bloody oath. And he will sniff them out.
And if he likes you,
he won't.
He'll throw them under the rug.
And if he doesn't like you,
that's getting
he'll
freaking
go,
Daily Mail.
He'll go searching for it.
Yep.
And Lyndall, who we love, fan of the show.
Yeah. Shout out to Lyndall 10, I think.
Tendall. Yeah.
Tendall.
She.
Is that what that means, bro?
Tendall, yeah.
I just thought she loved number 10.
It took me a little bit as well. But she would say at the start she would pretend, not pretend, but she would ignore the paparazzi. Essentially what people do, what celebrities do, walk past them, not talking to you. And I did it the first time and it felt weird and I never did it again.
Yeah.
But then you're out of favor with the pap dude. So you gotta do
give and take, just like all walks of life.
Yeah.
Number two.
Number 2.
Or number 1. Are we going to mould them into one? Because your brain is ticking over, but nothing's there.
You really are reading my brain. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I can't think of number 1. I can't think of number 2.
We'll skip that.
So I'm just going to say number 1. Number 1. The number 1 advice for the next season of MAFS contestants. If you think there is no way you could be a villain, you're a villain. If you need to have the anxiety and if you think, oh, there's no way that I could be a villain, then that means you might have a little bit of the narcissism.
Yeah.
You might have a little bit of the schisms, and that means you may not have the self-awareness. Thank you.
A lot of people don't have that, man.
So that would be my advice. So,
and it's the same as like there's a group of mates. There's one dickhead in every group.
Yeah.
And if you don't know who it is, then you're it, man.
You're it. Do you consider yourself the dickhead of the group? Because I consider myself the dickhead of the group.
Yeah, I think I'm the dickhead of the group too. But it's a good. I think it's a good thing. Everyone needs one of them.
It's beneficial to the group.
And that's why I think we sometimes get ourselves in little sticky situations.
Yeah, because we're the same.
Yeah. And then like one person will be on and the other one will be like, oh, just don't fucking annoy that person. But then roles will reverse like an hour later and I'll be doing it and you'll be like, oh, I don't know this fella.
Yeah. It's funny because I was talking to your mate Hammer yesterday when we were walking and you were getting food.
Yeah.
And he said that he's like, look, you're not relying on Rupert to stay with you the whole night, but you still want him out there because he's bringing, and I don't like this word, and he didn't say it, so I'm not going to quote Hammer on that, but essentially bringing the vibes.
He's bringing the vibes. Yeah. Or like at least a story.
This is such a compliment to you.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I do appreciate that.
And
but
you love
I love
that
people
it was said away from you.
Yeah.
Because you've got this incredible FOMO of people talking shit about you whenever two of your friends are hanging out. I don't know what it is, bro, but I can just feel it, man.
Yeah, this one time we're playing golf and you were with my mate Ryan.
Yeah.
And I just kept looking over because that was the first time you'd met him. And, I was playing pretty well, must admit. But my mind was somewhere else because I saw you two having fun over there and I'm like, I want to be a part of that,
I know, bro. It was so tragic because, I've got that on a minute level, but I can just, calm that part of me.
But you can see my cogs ticking over and I can't hide any of my emotions either.
It's right there.
Yeah.
You're just looking over. I'm like, this is so hilarious.
Even down to the point where, even getting here, you'll maps Aloha, something like this place, Aloha, but you'll send us 10 minutes out the other way to Aloha Hotel when in reality we need to be at Aloha Studio, you know what I mean? And so I would normally do that, but it's so frustrating being on the other end of it.
Yeah.
I hate it, man.
Yeah.
Because but then it gives me a little bit of insight into what I'm like. And you got to laugh it off. I think that's why people find it funny because they're like, oh, that's Rupert, oh, that's Ollie.
Yeah.
Whereas other people wouldn't get away with it, man.
Yeah, no, so true.
Goof.
Little tips, little tricks.
Not saying use them.
In this economy.
It's tough out here, man.
We're all slugging it.
That's why we're in the cube.
That's why we're in the cube.
Well, I'm talking about the cube as in
Oh, sorry.
Splendour,
Yeah.
Splendour
Oh,
accommodation,
God, yeah,
bro.
yeah,
We
yeah.
got 4 grown-ass blokes
Oh,
who each earn enough to get by, but for some reason,
We're in the backpackers.
in the backpackers.
That's where he lined up. Did we talk about that? I feel like we did.
I
at the
feel like
start
we
and then
did. We
dropped.
touched on it.
Okay, so little tips, little tricks to
To save some money.
save some coin.
We're not wanting to get ourselves in trouble, so
Uh-uh.
you in past. I'll
Yeah.
say this
Right.
in past.
Okay.
Never again.
Mm-mm.
I think it's the thrill of it too.
Mm.
I would dip a little chili into the coriander packet and scan it through.
Yeah.
And you save yourself $1.
Yeah.
So what we're thinking is, if we give each other pieces of advice or give the listeners advice,
Yeah.
we tally up what we do in a week and see how much we save.
Yeah. Okay, so tip number 1. Why is it that we have to drink out of a cup?
Are you thinking just turn the tap on and
Turn the tap on.
go under?
I do that.
Potentially put a bowl underneath that to get the
No,
the
but
dribs?
Then you're using the bowl. Oh, you're saying.
not to get the dribs, so then you put it in the fridge and then you drink it later.
I'm saying, like, what if you were to have
Hands.
juice
Oh.
and just.
Okay, and you're saving money on the cup,
Yes.
so you don't ever have cups or cutlery.
That's horrible advice, though, if you think
Okay,
about it.
don't
'Cause
use
then
that
it's going to drip. It's going to drip on the side.
And then get your stuff dirty, and then you're
Okay.
spending money on washing powder.
Here's another one. Save money on electricity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Recreate the movie.
Yes,
Don't
like
get on-
charades,
Don't
but
get
like
on Netflix.
mm,
You and your partner.
one night a week, you alternate who does the movie.
Yes, and they have to, and it only stops when they guess.
When they guess what movie it is. Yeah, bro. I love that. Oh, man, if only I had a girl to do that with.
Well,
That could be my new prompt.
Yeah.
Come over and save electricity. We'll just do Barbie.
And on top of that, you're saving money on getting a Netflix.
Yeah.
There you go.
Surely you're not paying for Netflix. I'm skimping off my ex's bill, I'm pretty sure.
How many times are you going to bring her up?
Oh, sorry, man. And I hate that. Oh, cut that out.
That's getting in for sure.
Nah,
Shout out to Mole, by the way.
Shut
With
up,
that. Oh,
bro.
sorry.
Yeah, no, you can say it. Acting out the movie,
Right.
great idea.
thanks.
And how much does that save, do you reckon, on electricity? Maybe like $1 an hour?
Look,
50 cents? bro?
Really? You
10 cents?
You're in the game.
All adds up.
You know the game.
All adds up. And if back in the day when you were having a honey over every other night,
Right.
it would save you heaps.
Sure. Sure.
Sure.
I wasn't doing that, by the way. That's your world.
Okay.
I'm just looking at it from afar.
I was just trying to get one back.
Right.
My tip, flip your undies inside out.
That is disgusting.
Disgusting, but it's saving your money.
How much money is that going to save you?
If you do it, say 3 times a week, you're re-wearing your clothes, potentially too. Just spraying it with deodorant. This is terrible, and I don't want people thinking that I do that. All right, 'cause that's disgusting. I don't want people thinking that I do that.
You got to stand behind your fucking thing.
I'm just trying to think, bro. You can't save, man.
You gotta
Or
say-
you could potentially, okay, when I'm driving past gym,
Right.
just wanted to say I go to gym.
Yeah,
if there's
yeah.
any health queens
Yeah,
out there
put that in
listening,
there.
put that in there. There's a
5 seconds ago, he said he loved his ex. You're
there's
like, cut
shut
that out.
up, man. Shut up. There's like it's not homeless people, but there's like this van set up to do like a sausage sizzle. That's a bit of
Yeah.
a tongue twister. Say
Not
sausage
really.
sizzle
Sausage
2 times.
sizzle.
Yeah, so potentially you could maybe dress down a little bit
Okay.
and then have dinner paid for one night a week and make friends. Like you're doing a bit of charity work, claim it on tax too. Bam.
I love
Claim it on
that.
tax.
I love that. So, can I tell you about how I got somebody stole my identity?
Yeah, you did touch on this because
So
tax time's right here.
Talking about tax time.
God knows we need the money.
So I went in to look at my banks to look at my tax returns.
Yeah. What do you hope? Oh, we won't say that. You're hoping for just a little bit.
I get.
like, pay for a weekend or
Yeah,
something.
you're a tradie, so you guys just get
Claim everything.
claim fucking the air.
ATO's listening. No, I don't. I paid for a lot of tools this year.
This, this
I
is
haven't bought tools.
hypothetical.
Yeah,
This is me brushing them with a.
Yeah.
But no, essentially, So I go into my tax returns and I see I'm like, when's my tax return coming in? And then I see that I've got, this is no word of a lie, $57,000 worth of credit.
And you're like, holy heck, that ain't from MAFS.
And I was like, you see that amount of money and you want it to be true.
Eyes light up.
So you're like, how did this happen? I was like, well, I guess I was.
Yeah, I've worked hard this year.
Maybe So I've done a little bit of digging and I was like, I didn't make that much money. Like it was less. I was like, there's no way I made that amount of money in the past 12 months. This is like from a tax return.
Yeah, we know you make money. You make good money.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Make good
That's
money.
not what I'm saying. I don't, by the way. I'm skint.
Yeah, but you see 56K come in, eyes light up. What do? Are you going to go spend it if it's in the bank? That's what I would do.
No,
I'm going to Europe.
So then I'm like, it says it's processed.
And surely you'd notice if that came in.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So I'm like,
Put it
then
down.
there's part of me like, did I spend that money? Like, and I didn't even know. And then I messaged my mum, who's a financial planner.
Yeah.
Shout out to...
Don't put me on the
sucks,
spot
dude.
like that, bro.
That sucks. Rosemary.
Come on, man.
Nah.
I feel like it's on the tip of my tongue.
Rosemary.
I know Lance, the old boy.
Yeah.
Lance and... Come on. Okay.
Kathy.
Kathy.
It's not fucking Kathy. It's Arlene.
Oh.
So anyway, Arlene.
Mrs. Skelts, as I call her.
Not at
in
all
my defense,
divorced
bro,
20 years
but that's
ago.
all right. We still call her Mama Skelts. Okay. This is trauma we've just brought up.
Yeah,
That's
no.
in the next segment.
No, I've worked through that long
Okay.
ago.
As your eye twitches again.
I don't know, maybe I haven't. No, what were we talking about?
If you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Now you got me wanting to
called,
cry.
You called Kathy.
No, I just want to sit in my parents' breakup for a little bit.
Okay. All right, come on.
So look,
Time's ticking.
Well, they broke up when I was 5. So
A long time ago.
Okay.
And that's it's a bad time for it to happen, man.
it's actually not. It's
Okay.
actually, why'd you have to bring this up, bro?
Sorry, you called her for advice. Let's
Yeah.
get back on track.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't realize that I had that trauma there until 5 seconds ago.
Sorry, man.
Um,
And I'm not qualified to deal with that.
God no. Don't ever go to Rupert with any sort of troubles in your life.
Just don't worry about
Because
it.
then he just goes, there he goes. Yeah, so what else going on?
Yeah, what else is going on? I get a little bit uncomfy and I'm like, I've got my own shit
Yeah.
that I can't even deal with, let alone take on your traumas.
Exactly. Okay, I feel like I'm off it now. So, yeah, I call my mum and she goes, stop what you're doing right now and call the ATO. And I was like, fuck. And so
But you've done nothing wrong.
I don't know. And everybody talks about committing tax fraud.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
know.
like, no, that's the one thing I know. That's the one thing I feel you could go to jail and not be a bad person for.
How would you go in jail, you reckon?
Fucked up,
Fucked
bro.
up. You calling yourself good looking, are ya? Yeah, you're a good looking fella.
All right, but yeah, so I get fucking. They do that, and I call them up, and I on the phone to them for 2 hours, and they stole my identity. They did.
Do you know who it was? Did you click on one of those Nigerian ads?
Yeah, so I think I did.
It's so
I got a
stupid.
text. No,
You're an imbecile.
we've talked about this on the phone, and he had a very different opinion.
You're an imbecile.
All right. No, honestly, it was so. Oh, it was very believable. It was like
Yeah.
and because I was getting a tax return done at the time, it was like your $5,000 has been processed.
And 5,000 is like that's like an amount that you'd think.
And then it had ATO.008 whatever. It was maybe not 008, but it was believable.
Believable. You clicked the link.
And then
They
I
got
was
ya.
like, oh no.
Do you reckon they've spent it? Do you know? What's the outcome?
Yeah, 100% they spent it.
Lucky buggers. Should we be doing that? No, we shouldn't be doing that.
I love it.